This is Smiley Smooth, YouTube's finest. And today's topic is George Zimmerman, Acquitted. Okay, mostly people, that title is mostly for shock value to really get your attention. But there's a 90% possibility that George Zimmerman of Florida shot the little black kid down that had a pack of Skittles and a soda in his hand because he had a hoodie on. He may be acquitted. Not may, it's a 90% chance. And it has nothing to do with, contrary to popular belief and public opinion, the jury of public opinion, or black or white or anything racial or ethnic or race, color, or creed, nothing to do with that. We all know that police and judges enforce the laws, politicians make the laws. Now, in Florida, where this incident occurred, there's a stand your ground law. Based on that stand your ground law, George Zimmerman should be acquitted and exonerated of all charges. All right, I understand people say, well, who's this guy saying that? You know, the little black kid. I understand that, but it's not based on our feelings. It's based on the law. That's the law. That's what rules the land. The laws, the land, and the law, which are made by politicians. So when you don't vote, or we don't have our people going to college and coming out with political science majors, and they make these silly laws like stand your ground, because if that stand your ground law was in New York, it will allow people that don't like people to say, well, he's trying to attack me. I'll kill him. There will be vigilantes, like Bernard Goetz used to be here in New York City. There'll be a lot of Bernard Goetzes all over the world, and especially in the big cities like Chicago, LA, New York, you know, a lot of big cities. That's where it would go on. That stand your ground would work. Stand your ground benefits a lot of rich and wealthy people. You know, when the Black Panthers took their guns up into the state capitol, you know, the powers that be all of a sudden made a law to change the right to bear arms. They bent it a little bit. So I'm going to just give you a little background on stand your ground. What does stand your ground mean? Stand your ground means, and it states, that a person may use force in self-defense where there's a reasonable belief of a threat without obligation of retreat. If a person did not provoke the assault and had at the time reasonable grounds to believe in good faith, believe that the deceased intended to take his or her life and do great bodily harm, you, the victim, was not obligated to retreat, nor consider whether he could safely retreat, but was entitled to stand your ground. See that? It's a lot of tricky wording, but it's basically saying you tried to run away, but you couldn't. The person kept coming at you and attacking you, and you kept trying to say, I don't want any problems. I'm trying to run away. Please leave me alone. But you find out there was no retreat. You were backed into a corner. So now you're allowed to defend yourself. You're allowed to defend yourself by any means necessary. So that's how that goes. George Zimmerman, if you look at how the whole situation went down, a security guard, a volunteer security guard at that. I've never heard of a volunteer security guard or neighborhood watch person that was allowed to carry a gun. Also, George Zimmerman wasn't arrested until several weeks later, several days later. And that was because of national pressure with all the marches and the protests all over the world. George Zimmerman was also given time to plan, strategize, get all his financial situations in order. George Zimmerman was allowed to set up a website where he has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of supporters that send him money. He raised over $250,000, maybe close to half $500,000 to support his cause and get acquitted. Not only that, to top it all off, George Zimmerman legal fees are being paid by the company known as Koch, which manufactures paper products and is sponsoring and paying for his legal fees because they feel he had a right to bear arms and shoot Trayvon Martin. Koch owns these products: Angel Soft toilet paper, Brawny paper towels, Dixie paper cups, bowls, napkins, paper towels, Quilted Norman toilet paper, paper soap, Gentile toilet paper, sparkle napkins, paper towels vanity, and fair napkins. So this is the money machine behind his legal defense. So the money he raised on the internet when he said he was broke is rightfully his to keep, because his legal expenses are being paid for. So this is Smiley Smooth signing off. Peace.